So we are talking more with Dr. Tartt. We've talked to him about love addiction. We've talked to him about nurturing your man. And now we're going to really get into to the good stuff. Dr. Alduan Tartt is a clinical psychologist. He is a motivational speaker. He is author of The Ring Formula, which we're going to talk more about today. But he's also featured on Love Addiction, which is a new series on TV One, which looks at people and their relationships and actually rescues them. I mean, you provide interventions for relationships that are really in trouble. So we're glad to have you here with us on the Tom Joyner Morning Show and also on blackamericaweb.com. So how is the response from the TV show going? I mean, I can imagine that you are getting flooded with relationship questions now.
Oh, absolutely. But I love it. That was the intent. That was the intent, to take psychology to the media so that people see it's not what you think it is. You don't have to be crazy. You simply have to be in a crazy situation, crazy dynamics. So think about really great people in really crazy situations, which at one point in time is probably all of us.
Oh, I know. So what do you think is like the biggest issue? And I know this is probably hard, to really pinpoint, but what do you think people struggle with most in relationships?
Sex too soon, way too fast.
Really?
Absolutely.
And
I think
it's interesting because we've heard, since Steve Harvey came out with his book, Think Like a Man, and I mean, I've heard it from women before that there should be this waiting period. I think it's 90 days in Steve's book, but that should be a waiting period that, you should wait before you have sex with a man. And in your book, you advocate waiting for marriage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Bible is clear on what we're supposed to do. So it wouldn't be right for me to put out a piece of literature that doesn't talk about how it's supposed to be done. Now, with that said, I have to meet people where they are.
Right.
And help them understand what the whole purpose of waiting is. Because people don't get it. Because we send mixed messages as men. We say, I want sex, I need sex, but then again, I don't want to have sex. So I'm going to clear up what women should do when it comes to sex and romance and relationships.
And before you do that, I mean, I do want to say that I think that a lot of women do want to wait for marriage, especially women that have grown up in the church and, they come from a certain background. I think that they do want to wait, but I think that there is a perception that if they don't have sex with their boyfriend, their fiance, whoever, before marriage, that they will lose them.
I've actually seen both sides. Because people are of the world and they've had sex before, they've had good sex and bad sex. Mm-hmm. And so I hear a lot of women saying, I don't want to be married to a man and have bad sex. So I want to kind of test the goods out before I move on. I've seen that.
Yes.
And I've also seen, women very strong in their morals, but they have had a problem keeping men's attention. Mm-hmm. They say, hey, I want to keep my commitment to the Lord. I want to keep my morals, but I'm tired of losing men every 3 to 6 months when I'm not able to move forward sexually.
Okay, so what do we do?
All right, so I think you have to balance the two. Remember that men are visual and men want to chase. Your sex appeal is what makes us chase. So I think it's okay to accent the sexy parts of your body. It makes us come alive. But we should earn any type of physical affection from you. And the rule of thumb is not just 90 days. The rule of thumb is making sure that a man is emotionally connected to you outside of sex. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So his connection, so you want to be sure that his connection with you is based upon your friendship, your character, the chemistry, and not just on sex.
And I think you say in your book, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I think you say in your book, and maybe I'm quoting you a little bit wrong, but that men would prefer to have a friend as opposed to a freak.
Well, actually, we want a friend
that is a freak.
That's a freak exclusively with us.
Right.
That's really what we're looking for. But what's going to hold that relationship together is not going to be lust. It's not going to be sex. You can get that anywhere. You really can get that on any corner, any club. Mm-hmm. But you can't. What men struggle to find is they can't find a soulmate, a rib, someone to grow old with, a companion that they. Men are really looking for a best friend that looks really, really good with a lot of sex appeal that makes him wait and earn it.
So what? Or how do women respond when men say, well, if I don't get it from you, then I'm going to get it from someone?
Well, you know what? Let those brothers go. Because the ones that are looking for wives...
But we really like them.
They're not ready.
Okay.
They're not ready. And trust me, when they get ready, men don't think about sex as far as a wife is concerned. They assume that the sex is going to be good. They're looking for a woman that's virtuous, a woman that will be a good mother, someone with character, someone that can stand up to him, someone that mom would like, someone that usually is spiritual. They're looking for the complete package. They're not just looking for a sex kitten, you know? So if they're looking to just have sex, let him go. You know, he'll come back when he's serious, or you can move on to a man that says, you know what, I do want to be with you sexually, I'm not going to lie, but I'd rather wait, you know? I'd rather wait because I want this to last. I don't want this to blow up. So, yeah, I want to be with you, but I'm also actually excited when you say no. It makes me want to chase you more. It makes me think about what I'm missing. And you know how crazy we are. When you give it to me too easily, I enjoy it, but I also think, who else are you giving it to so easily?
Right.
You know? So men like that security that I had to wait 60, I had to wait, 90 days. I had to wait 6 months. I had to wait 2 years. That way I can trust you because I know if I'm not doing anything, you're certainly not doing anything because you're making me work for it. So I feel secure in the relationship.
And I want to get back to the chase part of it because I think that's a big piece that women don't get. But as far as the whole sex thing goes, I mean, there are different definitions for sex. So is there a line somewhere that that is drawn? I mean, how do you know when you've gone too far or you've given too much?
You are so right, because I won't be a hypocrite, because, when dating, I expect women to hold to their morals. However, I get bored really, really easily. So I need that fine line of intimacy that doesn't cross the line. But, Nikki, my line is very different from any other man's line. You all had better talk about each other's lines so that you don't cross it, and he's like, oh, no, you've gone too far now.
Yeah, but are you going to tell us the truth about the line?
So what now?
Or is a man going to tell us the truth about the line?
Well, I think so, because I don't think a man wants to be in a situation to where he feels like he's forcing you to do something you don't want to do.
Okay.
And he also wants the relationship to continue to grow. And men don't like to feel teased. So men will let you know, listen, all right, everything is cool. But if you start touching this part of my neck, okay, you're in for it. Anything that happens after that, you did it to yourself.
Okay.
Kiss any part, stay away from the neck, stay away from the ears, and rubbing on the hair, and then we're good.
Gotcha. So that's a discussion you have. How soon do you have that discussion?
Well, I don't think you have that discussion until you have a really solid friendship. So that should happen, maybe date 5, 6, 7, because you really want to give the man a potato chip at a time. What happens when you get one potato chip, Nikki?
You want another one.
You want another one. There are a lot of women that give the man the whole bag and wonder why he's not pursuing. Give the man one chip of intimacy at a time. Graduate your intimacy to a point to where you all both can handle it. And then you have a conversation about, hey, we both have an idea about what we want to do when it comes to waiting until marriage or waiting to a particular point. What do we need to do in between to make sure that I keep your interest, Nikki, and you keep mine?
All right, so we did it a little backwards, but I want to go back to the chase. I want to go back to the very beginning because...
Okay. Yeah, you just want to talk about sex.
you got to get right to the good stuff. Because you say the chase is very important. And, I mean, we always hear that nice guys finish last, but the feeling that I got from your book was that nice girls don't do so well either. And nice meaning that, you're giving everything, not necessarily sex, but giving all of your goodness, all your good qualities to a man up front too easily. So talk about the chase and what that means to a relationship.
I mean, guys don't like women that are too nice. So we like nice women, but we don't like women that are too nice because they become doormats and they don't require you to respect them. It's kind of like going to the Louis Vuitton store and the purse costs $1,000, but then they mark it down 75% and it's only $250. You start thinking something is wrong with the bag. So when women you do. If you get a Louis Vuitton purse for $250, the first thing you say is, what's wrong with it?
Okay.
And women don't realize that. Women say, you know what, I'm going to give him my all. I'm going to cook for him on the first date. I'm going to give him everything. I'm going to let him hang out all night. I'm not going to question him. I'm going to be his ride or die woman, the best he ever had. And then she ends up getting played because he's looking and saying, man, she has no standards. She lets me do whatever I want to do versus making me be the best man that I need to be. And then the second point is, we like the chase. Men, you know what, Nikki? If I was trying to talk to you and you dissed me, do you know that if you dissed me, I would want you more? You
Well,
know?
I mean, we see that because we always have those. I think every woman has that one guy that they don't want to be with under any circumstances, and you cannot get rid of him. You
Yeah, but
cannot get him to go away.
he doesn't think that you're saying I'm not interested in you. He thinks you're saying work harder. Maybe one day you'll have a chance. So that makes him, buck up and say, you know what? I am a man. I can do this for you. I can do that. And men like that excitement. When you talk to married couples, usually the woman or the man tells a tale about how the man chased the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the woman was not interested. She was dating someone else, and he had a plan. I'm going to knock that little boyfriend out the box, and then you're going to be with me. He started lifting weights. He got his credit together. He started being romantic. If he saw a set of flowers on your desk, he's sending, 24 roses every day. Men love to chase. It's what makes us men. We love a challenge. So if you rob us of that, I mean, what hunter do you know goes outside and sees a deer on the front lawn and says, "Woo, a dead deer"?
Yeah, but we don't think about it like that. It's like we see a guy, he's got what we want, he's a nice guy, and we feel if we go all in, then he's gonna be right there. And
too nice. No,
too
I mean
nice.
men want to drive luxury cars. That's not just because of the luxury car. We want to earn the luxury car. We enjoy the journey. Men don't complain about having to work sun up to sundown to afford a Maserati. They like working hard for the Maserati.
That's amazing.
Nikki, you're the Maserati. Don't make yourself a Hyundai just because you like me.
That's
Stay
amazing, though.
I'd rather pay for the Maserati than ride around in a Hyundai that I can buy in one day.
That is amazing. That is amazing. But that's why you're the expert. And we're all learning from you.
I don't want to say expert because in the minute something happens in my relationship, people can throw it. I'm just a specialist. I do the research. I study what works and what doesn't work. And that's what's missing in our community. A lot of people give advice, but they don't really study as to whether that relationship advice actually works or not. I give people stuff they can actually use and benefits the relationship versus hurts it.
All right. Well, we want feedback. So we can follow you on Twitter. You are on Facebook. You're going to be on my Facebook page. You're going to be on Tom's Facebook page. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you to get your questions in, for you to provide feedback. And you can also find Dr. Tartt at drtartt.com. Love Addiction is the name of the TV show on TV One that airs every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the name of the book is The Ring Formula. There you go. How to be the only one.
Get it on Amazon.
He ever
and
needs.
I have one more announcement. What I'm going to start doing starting in May is having love labs. I'll probably travel at some point. I'm going to start here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Where I have love labs to where I teach, both men and women about how to make relationships work. That way, knowing is half the battle. And if I know, Nikki, to listen to you when you complain versus trying to fix your problems, I've won half the battle. So look out for love labs. And not only are they going to be live, I'm going to allow people to live stream from anywhere in the country and tune in. It should be fun.
All right. Well, you will let us know when you get more specifics, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. It is Dr. Tartt. We've gone beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com and the Tom Joyner Morning Show. Thank you.
No, thank you. You look amazing.
Yeah.
This is very easy.
Yeah.